What's up, guys? It's draft time once again. We're going to get our best ball draft on. Best Ball Mania 5. If you don't know what it is, well, you can watch, follow along, check it out. We've been doing these throughout the off season, and we're still going to keep going until it fills up. Another BBM 5. You already know the deal. You want to join us? We'll give you a chance to do that right now. Try to jump in a draft with us. So we're on Underdog Fantasy, and of course, if you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, underdogfantasy.com. Go and check it out or download the app and sign up, because if you use promo code Endgame, you get still up to $250 in bonus cash and free picks, special picks just for new customers, and you can do all sorts of drafts. Best Ball Mania 5 is just one of them. Just happens to be their biggest and the flagship contest here, where you can win a ton of money, but you can win so many other ways too. So we're going to do another Best Ball Mania 5, and you know what? I'm curious to see if there's any ADP changes, because training camp is now officially underway for a lot of teams, and the hype is way too real for some of these players. All these slow motion highlight reel grabs that are uncontested in without pads, right? Without defenders. It's just kind of funny to see all this stuff on social media. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it, but I've gotten good at like ignoring that stuff over the years. Like I really haven't seen any highlight reel things, because when I see somebody, like when I see the tweets start with like so and so went up for a big, I just keep scrolling. I'm like, I don't care. Keep scrolling. You know, like I want to hear, like, did somebody get hurt? Is somebody we didn't expect running with the first team offense, and somebody we thought was going to run with the first team offense not? Maybe we should be a little concerned. I don't like, some guy making a highlight reel catch with no pads on. Like, come on.
The best is when you see a tweet about a guy, or like, oh, check out this one-handed grab, and it's like, and then you go down and the very same player, he's like, still issues with the hands. Look at this drop. It's like the hate and the hype at the same time for the same players. She's just like, wait a minute. Is he really good, or is he really trash? It's like,
gotta ignore it. Gotta ignore it this time of year.
Yes, you can. But some guys will get hyped up and see their ADP jump, and conversely, some guys will see it down. I've already seen a couple, but we're gonna see what we can do to build the best team. And we're jumping in. And guys, if you want to try to join us, here's your chance. Best Ball Mania 5. Get your app open or go to underdogfantasy.com. Of course, if you don't have an account, go ahead and make one now, and you can join us next time, or just join one on your own. We're going to do a live BBM. Here we go.
Hey, wait, hold on. Oh. Actually, it's probably better if I join on the phone. That way there's no issues. Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready. All right. On the count of 3, anybody else who wants to jump in as well, and we'll show you the entire draft here, so no worries. All right. 3, 2, 1, enter. Oh, it's full. Did you get in?
Yeah, I'm in.
And okay. Barely. You're the 6, and I'm 11.
All right.
And you never know.
The 6. Okay. Not my favorite. But we'll make it work. Whoops. Am I sharing it right now? Oops.
Well, we're going to show the part of the draft.
There we go.
What's up?
You're at the 11. I like the 11.
Royland's saying if he ends up with pick 9 through 11, he wants to trade it for the 12th spot. He doesn't like the 11. Huh.
Yeah, I think 11's fine. 9, I might trade for 12. But 9 is actually not. I don't think 9 is bad either, because there's a chance at 9 that you could still get Breece Hall.
True.
Or like Puka Nacua, and then you still could get like a really good player on the way back. So honestly, I think anywhere from 9 to 11 is pretty solid this year.
Yeah, I would prefer 9 through 11 as opposed to maybe 7 or 8. You got 6. I mean, you pretty much, with your eyes closed, can figure out if he's there, who you're going to want here, right?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be Jefferson and Monra unless somehow, well, there goes Tyreek Hill. Like unless somehow Jamar Chase falls, and they'll just take the value. But it's going to be Jefferson or Monra, whichever one's available.
Ever tempted at the 6 to reach up and grab a Bijan or a Brees?
No, because I should be able to get Bijan and Brees enough when I have pick 7, 8, or 9. So okay, yeah. So it's just a Monra here. Easy pick. No decision needed.
Easy money. Jefferson going ahead of Chase. That's interesting. Okay, so one of those players I talked about, who I saw both within seconds of each other. Amazing tight spiral. Look at this velocity, and then another pick 6. JJ McCarthy. Right? he's the next. He's the next Aaron Rodgers or the next Jamarcus Russell. There's no in between.
Yeah, you gotta ignore that stuff. What I want to what I pay attention to here is so it's still early, and I do have a decent exposure to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not that I'm a Clyde Edwards-Helaire truther, but it's okay, he's the handcuff to Pacheco, and if Pacheco goes down, he's the starting running back in one of the best offenses, and you're getting them in round 15 or whatever it is. But we're hearing now that Deneric Prince has actually been the second running back up in every practice. Now, it's still very early. It doesn't mean that Deneric Prince is the RB2. But it's okay, maybe I need to cool off on CH a little bit and maybe try to sprinkle in a couple shares of Deneric Prince just in case. Because, I love Pacheco this year. I've talked about him all off season. But if Pacheco gets hurt, then whoever is the next man up for KC legit could be a league winner, right? Because you're talking about a guy that you're either drafting with one of your last picks, or you're in most redraft leagues, you're just grabbing him off a waiver wire. So that's the kind of stuff I'm paying attention to right now. And there's also QB battles like JJ McCarthy, Sam Darnold, Jacoby Brissett, Drake May. Are the rookies starting to eat into it? Are they starting to get more confidence from the coaches? Yeah, I don't care about a pick 6 in 7-on-7s. First of all, anytime, he ripped off a 50-yard touchdown run, all that means is he ran through the line because they don't tackle him. It just means everybody else stops running and he keeps running. It's not, he didn't rip off a 50-yard touchdown. This isn't a game. Relax, beat writers. Relax. You need the clicks, but
yeah.
All right. Wow. Debo's ADP all the way up to 18. People are just that convinced that Brandon Ayuk will not be a 49er, huh?
That's interesting.
Wow.
Oh, but you didn't go Debo. You went.
No, I'm not taking Debo at 18. Ayuk's going to be a 49er. I've gotten Debo in the 3rd round. I'm not going to take him in the middle of the 2nd. What are people doing? Nah.
Yeah, I was you didn't really love him at the end of the 2nd, early 3rd. So I know you probably don't love him here.
This has to be 100. He was going 3rd round all off season. I mean, this has to just be people thinking Ayuk's getting traded.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's funny though. I did notice that my slow draft, Deneric Prince, one of those guys whose ADP went from not existing, basically, nobody's drafting Deneric Prince up to his 212. So people are taking a last round pick, taking a shot on him. And hey, I'm one of those. I had hope for him last preseason because this guy who's physically very athletic, right? He has all the tools, apparently, other than whichever ones Andy Reid wanted because he wasn't on the roster last year. But he maybe with a year of experience on the practice squad can do. I mean, hey, who knows, right? He can't be worse than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Well, he could be, but my big
could be
the reason why I've liked, and I use the word judiciously. It's not like Clyde Edwards-Helaire is one of my favorite must draft running backs. But the reason why I've been taking shots on Clyde Edwards-Helaire is because I feel okay, hold on, let me make this pick here. Oh man. Do I go RB with Henry here?
I think that's a terrible idea. I don't think anybody in the next 5 picks should take Derrick Henry.
You know what? Let's mix it up. Let's do it. Let's go 2 early. Let's go 2 early RBs, and then we'll just punt RB for a while. See how that goes. But like if push comes to shove, let's say it's week 13, and Isaiah Pacheco goes down, and you're the Chiefs, and you're trying to make a Super Bowl run. Do you really trust Deneric Prince, or do you say like, hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire knows the system. He knows the schemes. He knows the blocking schemes. He knows Mahomes. Do we just like maybe he doesn't have the skill set of a Deneric Prince? I mean, let's not act like Deneric Prince is some elite running back or anything, but maybe like, or do the Chiefs just say like, hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire does exactly what we need him to do. He won't get Mahomes killed. That's kind of why I've been more Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because it's like, are the Chiefs, really going to trust second-year player who's basically a rookie? He's basically a rookie because he wasn't on the team last year, in the playoffs and on a Super Bowl run. I mean, maybe they will.
Yeah. No, who knows? Man, I guess I'm going 0 RB. I don't want to take a tight end this early. Can never be dissatisfied with a 0 RB start, right?
No, we'll see if I'm satisfied with a semi-robust running back start here.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's robust for you. Yeah, no, I agree with all that. Sorry, by the way, the chat keeping up here. Clayton has opinions on San Francisco wide receivers. Yeah,
as he always does.
Know. Did Ayuk's ADP really get affected more than compared to Debo? Has it dropped? I don't feel like
Brandon Ayuk used to be like kind of around that Nico Olave range.
Yeah, 21. I guess it's dropped a little bit. He and Debo pretty much swapped.
Are they really going to make me go? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know the last time I went 2 RBs and a tight end, but I don't see how I can pass on Laporta here.
Yeah, I considered Laporta. Then I'm like, I'll wait. I feel like there's another tight end who could be this year's tight end one. Might fall to me next round. We'll see.
Look, I already said this. There's a greater than 50% chance Sam Laporta will not have an above average advance rate. And I mean that dead seriously.
Oh,
because he's a tight end. And, if he's even slightly worse than he was last year, then where you're drafting him, he's probably not going to really help you advance. But Laporta at middle of the 4th round, I feel like that's too good of a value.
Oh, yeah. And this is an area where no single receiver jumps out to me. Like, I know Christian Kirk, if he was there, you probably would have taken him. You like him. But, yeah, I know you either go early tight end, early QB, which, by the way, all of a sudden we got 4 QBs this round and 3 tight ends. Well, now I'm worried that Kincaid won't me.
Now I do need to start hammering wide receivers here, or I'm going to be really hurting.
There goes Kincaid. Oh, well, I'll wait. Yeah, this is a very, very low wide receiver total for you after 4 rounds.
Yes.
By the way, some shout outs. Ray, what's up, Ray? I don't know if you got notifications on. Hopefully they're just giving you. I don't know. Try turning off and on. I don't know. Check the phone. Bobby Digital, the RZA himself, wants to know we draft Underdog every Sunday. We do.
And probably starting in August, I'm probably gonna start streaming daily. Might even do like multiple drafts a day because I got a long way to go to 150.
Yes, you do. You do like slow and fast drafts simultaneously.
Yeah, I just don't like. I mean, I like slow drafts in the sense that like, oh, nice. I'm more than happy to get Hollywood here. No, not him. Why is he? No, I did not. Do not do this to me. Wait, what? Okay, I got to go over here. For some reason, it is I'm swiping Hollywood, and it's giving me Godwin. Not that I don't like Godwin, but I want Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got him. You got Hollywood.
Well, yeah, I had to go on my regular. Like I'm swiping Hollywood at the top, and for some reason, it's swiping Godwin over. That was weird. Yeah, the thing with slow drafts, though, like one thing about fast drafts like this is I feel like it's actually a benefit because with the clock, you get like panic picks. You get people like, oh, I don't know. You know, with the slow picks, everybody can make a good pick because you have so much time.
True. This is.
But I may need to throw in some slows just to fill in the void. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah. Just to catch up. There's only so much time in the day to draft.
All right, so you got Pitts. That's not bad.
Yeah. I got a question. How heavy 0 RB do I want to go? I'll probably just grab Rachaad White here right at his ADP.
Yeah, what? Why? I don't understand why Rachaad White goes this low.
Yeah, he's I mean, they even said he's the starter. He's running with the ones. Bucky Irving is not a threat to his starting job. Sure, they might mix him in, but what team doesn't mix any other running back in ever with? I mean, he's going to be the guy, right? He's still going to be the guy. Well, this team is going robust RB. Vanilla Gorilla has 3 running backs already.
I'm going to actually really like my first 3 wide receivers no matter what this guy does.
Yep. Well, you didn't get Godwin, but I think I know you're going to go.
Actually, this is tough for me because in a vacuum, I prefer Deontay here, but Watson, I could potentially stack him with Love, but let's just go Deontay.
Interesting. I thought you would go Watson.
I mean, I definitely, if you gave me the choice, I prefer Deontay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's interesting too. Remember a few weeks ago, we're getting Christian Watson in the 80s. Yeah, that's not happening anymore.
No. And the other nice thing about the Panthers, well, it's not nice. Never mind. They play the Bucks week 17, but I mean, I could get this guy that nobody's drafting but me, I think. Oh, he's not. Well, not him. Nah. Maybe I could potential late round tight end.
Adam Thielen?
No.
No.
I mean, for waiting on wide receiver that much and still having Sun God, Hollywood, and Deontay, that's pretty. I don't hate it.
No, because then you can wait. Now you can wait on RB for a while.
Yeah, and I'll probably only end up with like 5 running backs. Although this is the part of the draft where you look at the board and it's just a sea of green, meaning a ton of running backs.
Right. This is where I feel there's good RB2 value. And wide receivers, all of a sudden you get to the, Keon Coleman, Jordan Addison, Curtis Samuel. It's very, very shaky.
Pick around here. I don't really want to draft Kamara again. You know, I almost took Jameson Williams there, but I've already got Laporta and Sun God.
Yeah, I get it. You don't want to go too heavy on one offense. All right, well, seeing as how each of these next 3 teams, which, by the way, I don't think, right, nobody from the stream is in this draft. We can speak freely because we both barely slid in here. Am I right there?
Yes,
I think I'm right.
I think so.
Since each of these 3 teams already has a quarterback, I'm hoping Kyler falls to me and I get that stack with Harrison.
Well, you only got to dodge one. I'm sure you will. Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yes. And 4 picks after ADP. Even better. Even better. And then now it's pretty much just a no-brainer for me. It's whoever falls to me. It's either Ramondre or Zamir White. Like that's, don't even have to think about it. All right. All right, so we got a trade question. Angel Cologne was offered Blake Corum, Zamir White, and Dallas Goedert for Brian Thomas and a second-round pick.
Okay, I prefer Brian Thomas over Corum. Do I prefer the second over Zamir and Goddard? I think it depends on if you know where the second is. If you told me it was going to be an early second, I might. I'm on the clock here. I probably got to go running back again because it's the wide receivers here in non-existence. Go Zamir since he's still on the board.
Nice.
I'm probably going to take Brian Thomas in the second unless you know or you feel confident it's going to be a late second. Just because I want that potential young, talented wide receiver. But if it's going to be a late second, then I would maybe I'll take the Corum, Zamir White, Dallas Goedert side, but like very late second. But I probably want the Brian Thomas in the second.
It is tough for me because I really like both Zamir and Corum as running backs, but they're running backs, right? And Corum is, let's face it, unless Kyron gets hurt, the backup. So it's still very iffy. And then I do like Zeus, but again, there's no guarantee he's a stud. So it just makes more sense in Dynasty to take the receiver with the tremendous upside and the pick. So if you're asking, do I accept the offer? You were offered the running backs and the tight ends. No, and you don't need to do this just to cover for Hawk for a few weeks or however long. Not worth it. Goddard's solid, but again, he's not going to help you win your league, right? So I probably got to say the Thomas pick side.
Yep.
And then what is up? Stark Jeter. Thank you. The super chat wants to know how do we join you guys in the future?
Well, we do this every Sunday, and we'll probably be doing it. Well, I'll definitely be doing it more often because I got to get caught up on my drafts. But if you want to jump in these drafts with us, you got to get on Underdog Fantasy. So go to underdogfantasy.com, create an account, and make sure when you do, you use our promo code Endgame because that's going to get you not only up to $250 in bonus cash that you can use to start drafting with us, but also a special free pick'em as well. So, yeah, go to underdogfantasy.com, join, use promo code Endgame, get that free cash. You can draft with us.
There you go.
Got to pull this board up.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy actually to get Josh Palmer there. It's my wide receiver 4.
Yeah, I feel pretty solid with Palmer. That's a good pick. There goes Goddard. Okay. I think I can go any direction here. No, really, this is still that phase in the draft where none of these receivers are really exciting. So there was just a ton of great value at running back. Just got to pick the right one.
Well, the good news is you got 2 of the next 4 picks. So, and there's I think at least a few guys that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have taken B-Rob. He's gone. I still like Tyjae Spears. I'm gonna take him.
Yep, I like Spears.
And then I'm going to take one of either Javonte or Trey Benson.
Yeah, I see Javante's ADP has jumped back up after that brief drop. Now that it's like, oh, wait, oh, he's not, he's not getting cut, guys. He's actually he's the RB1, guys. He's not getting cut.
Yeah. Well, I can't take Javonte. You know what? I think I already have enough Cardinals. I'm actually going to go Gus.
That's why you got to try to ignore that beat reporter noise this time of the year. I mean, like, they're doing their best, right? They're doing their best, but unless the coach says it, or again, it's like, hey, Javonte Williams is, doesn't go out on the field until the third stringers are out there. Then it's like, okay, I'm freaking out about Javonte Williams. But when a beat writer from OTAs is saying like, oh, Javonte Williams is a cut candidate, and then the first day of camp, Sean Payton's like, he gets all the run with the ones, and Sean Payton's like, oh, he looks fantastic. He lost a bunch of weight, did everything we asked him to do. It's like, okay, don't fall for the beat writer stuff this time.
Nope. They need something to write about, don't they?
Yes. All right, now here. Where is? If I can get him
Big
on the
Lenny
way back.
has entered the building.
Big Lenny. Upside? Who wants upside? Why would we draft with upside?
Big Lenny should know I drafted his replacement, Rashad White, Tampa.
And then Tresner saying every coach on team says their players are legendary. Apparently, you did not hear the Dennis Allen quote about Kendre Miller.
Yeah, that guy's, I don't say untouchable, but I'm definitely drafting less of him. I know that.
Oh, damn. Oh, boy. Yeah.
I mean, does that give you more confidence in Kamara?
I mean, I guess. If you can, as much, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It certainly gives me far less confidence in Kendre Miller. Maybe it should just be like we should be drafting Jamal Williams with our last pick. Maybe we're going to see Jamal Williams 10 touchdown season or something. Taysom Hill 10 rushing touchdowns. I don't know.
Yeah, that probably is what will happen. They already talked it up Taysom Hill, so fine. But here he qualifies as a quarterback. I don't know if you want to use a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think you can draft Taysom Hill on Underdog. He qualifies as a quarterback. I mean, even if he scores like a rushing touchdown and catches 3 or 4 passes and gets you like 20 rushing yards, it's not a good quarterback game.
Right. All right, let's go back to a couple of these comments. What's up, Twisted Bliss? Wants to know why Pittman is falling to the late 3rd round.
Honestly, I think Pittman is just one of those guys that nobody likes. Like he's not exciting. You know what I mean? He's not an exciting guy. You don't like see Pittman highlights, right? He's not out there catching like 50-yard bomb touchdowns. Okay, I have to go Goff here. I have Laporta and Amon-Ra. Goff is a must. Yeah, I think he's just one of those guys who's solid. Which,
yeah, so, not flashy. He's not on a heavy passing offense. Yeah, I mean, and I don't think he's going to all of a sudden explode for like a 1,500-yard season or anything like that. But he's solid, consistent. He can score definitely in the red zone. Going to be used a lot. So, yeah, I got a ton. Honestly, I haven't checked, but I got to think that Pittman is probably the player I have the most exposure to in Underdog across the board. I think he's still number 1, but I'll check. Okay, let's see here. A lot of players I don't want.
So when is by week 5? Oh, can't take him.
Come on. All right, good. So another thing I've been doing a lot lately is stacking not my top receiver or two receivers necessarily. I'm stacking quarterback with tight end when I get one early, a la Kirk Cousins. So I like
There you
that.
go. What am I at? 136. So I'm gonna go probably. What do you think? Do I need 3 quarterbacks? Big Lenny, do I need 3 quarterbacks with Goff?
Goff is your number one quarterback? Maybe.
I mean, I'm not gonna go quarterback here. I'm gonna go wide receiver again. I'm just trying to think of like the rest of the draft. So I'm probably gonna go 5 RB. Definitely 2 tight ends.
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of it depends on who your second quarterback is. See, like if you were to get like a Stafford or a Herbert type, then you could get away with it. But any of these other guys, I think you almost have to go 3.
I can't go Herbert here, Lenny. I would have gone Herbert because I do have Palmer,
Yeah, you got
but
Palmer.
he has the same bye week as Goff.
Well, there you go.
Same bye week. So I can't go Herbert. Which would have made sense because I could have stacked because I do have Palmer. If I go 3 quarterbacks, it's fine because I don't mind taking like Bryce. I don't mind taking Bryce Young very, very, very late as my QB3. I really think Bryce Young is going to would it shock you if Bryce Young had like 4 to 5 top 10 QB weeks this year?
There you go. I mean, there's still some good value late.
But would it shock you if Bryce Young finished as a top 10 QB 4 to 5 times this year? Not on the season. I'm just saying like on 4 or 5 random weeks, he was a top 10 QB that week.
Yeah, I think that feels a little high. 3, maybe 4. I think it's possible.
All right.
I think. Look, I think for that to happen, he's going to have to run near the goal line some, which he didn't really do a lot of running last year. But I think he's going to have to sprinkle in some.
I don't think you have to have a top 10 week. You can have a top 10 week without rushing.
Well, for him, I think he's going to have to do some rushing. For him, I think he's going to need to sprinkle in some rush.
Maybe I'm just irrationally high on the magic of Dave Canales. Maybe.
Well, here's the difference, though. Like Baker Mayfield last year, he had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You know, Deontay Johnson, good. Okay, you can say Deontay Johnson, maybe like a Chris Godwin, but then who's the number 2 guy? That's my issue.
Oh, I got sniped on Ricky Pearsall for my Week 17 bringback. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's tilting. All right, let's go. Actually, no, he wasn't my Week 17 bringback. And fine. Well, yeah, he was my Week 17 bringback. Had them all queued up.
Yeah, I'm still slightly surprised Pearsall's ADP didn't jump more because of that Ayuk thing.
It's because he hasn't been at camp with a hamstring injury, but I think Shanahan said there's a chance on Monday, chance tomorrow.
Yeah, that's nothing major, I don't think.
Jaden Daniels top 10 weeks. Jaden Daniels could legit have like 7 or 8 top 10 weeks if he stays healthy, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which actually, let's go back to this. JC had this question a while ago. Which rookie quarterback has the best chance to lead a team to a playoffs in year 1?
I think it's got to be Caleb
Do you think
Williams.
your Commanders actually have a shot for the playoffs?
They got a shot, but I mean, look, you got to deal with the Eagles, the Cowboys. I think it could be Caleb Williams and the Bears. They have a pretty good defense. They have one of the best cover corners in the NFL. They bolstered the offensive line, weapons all around them. Who's in that? Who else is in that division? Minnesota? Who else is in that division? Green Bay. So, okay, Green Bay probably going to win the division. Detroit. Oh, yeah, tough division too, actually, now I think about it. So,
yeah,
because that's like what other rookie quarterback are we like?
Well, definitely not. You know how I feel about Bo Nix in Denver. It's definitely not them.
Yeah, not Denver. I mean, maybe JJ McCarthy if he starts late in the season and the Vikings eke into the playoffs.
I'm not.
I mean, Drake May and the Patriots if he's even the starter. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I'm probably going to have to go 3 QBs here. With Bryce as one of my QBs.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Look, rookie quarterbacks, who else? The most realistic option, I think Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. That's it. I mean, it's...
Yeah, maybe Jaden Daniels might have the best chance. Like if Dallas struggles maybe for some reason.
Yeah, I can't give any of the others really much of a chance. All right. Clayton with a fun question. Anytime Daniel Jones in there. Daniel Jones and CMC or Jalen Hurts in a super flex league. And there's a half PPR bonus for running backs and a little bonus for first downs. Interesting. That's an interesting format.
All right. Daniel Jones and CMC or Hurts. I assume this is Dynasty.
I would assume.
I mean, I think wait, is it a half PPR bonus or running backs only get half PPR?
It says bonus. So bonus.
So running backs are like running backs are 1.5 PPR, which makes no sense.
I know, but apparently
let's take a position where a guy gets 13 catches for 30 yards and make him even better.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of ridiculous.
This makes CMC basically a single-handed league winner, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think you got to go the Daniel Jones CMC side and in this league you just ride CMC for however long, like to as many championships as you can. You just say, look, for as long as CMC is healthy and alive, I'm winning the championship. Like I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when he falls apart, you say, oh well, okay, move on, rebuild.
Yeah, he's basically a cheat code in this league.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little odd. All right, so there it is. And randomly, Alex, just give Alex a shout out. He's a member. Fryermuth bounce back season, book it.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Arthur Smith likes to use his tight ends. It's just which tight end. That's the question. Which tight end?
Well, and a good point with Deontay being gone, getting those short intermediate targets. You know, that's not really George Pickens' game. So, I mean, I could see it.
All right, I went Kate Otten for the bring back with Bryce Young and Deontay Johnson. That was my tight end too.
Not bad at all. Twisted Bliss, also with the chat here, are doing money drafts on Sleeper.
Yes. We will have our redraft leagues in our Discord. I assume we are, right? I just assumed we were.
Oh, our leagues, like our endgame leagues. Yeah, we will do those. I thought.
Yeah, so join if you're not. We usually post them in the Discord. Get in the Discord.
Yeah, definitely get in Discord. Somebody asked the other day too, as far as that, like, when are we gonna put notifications for streams? We're gonna start getting back in, and we've been just doing very regularly Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday for Underdog, Wednesday Sleeper. Gonna get more Sleeper in, so don't worry, you guys will know when that comes up.
All right. So
time for
I'm
the
going
league
one
winner,
more
tight
running back,
end.
2 more QBs here. I'm actually not upset by my wide receiver group, considering I went 2 RBs in the first 3 rounds. Sun God, Hollywood, Deontay, Addison, Palmer, Shakir, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney. It's actually pretty solid.
Not bad at all.
I thought my wide receiver 3 was going to be like, I don't know, Jacoby Myers or something. Speaking of Jacoby, I still don't get Jacoby Myers this year. I still don't get it. Maybe I'm going to be completely wrong on Jacoby Myers. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You haven't got Jacoby Myers ever any year. Like, you're just like, I don't know.
That's not true.
A hater, but
that
you're just a doubter. You're a doubter.
That's not true. Go back and watch our early sleeper videos last year after the Raiders got Jimmy G. I said Jacoby Myers. I think you said it too, but I said Jacoby Myers is a must-draft sleeper. Jimmy G loves the middle of the field. Jacoby Myers dominates the middle of the field as a wide receiver. And what did we see early in the season last year? Jacoby Myers was better than Devontae Adams in some games with Jimmy G. Yeah, there's no Jimmy G now. I can't get sold on Jacoby. There's no Jimmy G.
Well, no, there's Aiden O'Connell, but I like the guy. I get that in redraft you're limited. We'll talk about Big Lenny, talk about upside, right? Okay, yeah, the upside is not amazing, but in best ball, dude always produces. Remember, he had one of the top 10 advanced win rates of all players, not just receivers. He was up there. I don't know why, but he was. Somehow he was.
Well, that's because last year he was like hardly being drafted, I think.
I guess
so late.
But yeah, but still being pretty undervalued. Drafted pretty late here because no one's excited about this Raiders offense, pass offense, which I understand. But I don't know. I just feel like he's perpetually undervalued. And look, maybe Brock Bowers is him, right? Maybe he's just instantly the best tight end in the league. It's possible. It's also possible it takes him a little bit of time, right? It's also possible, that he just doesn't quite adapt to the league. Either way, there's not a ton of target competition behind Devontae Adams, right? The wide receiver depth on the Raiders roster is very sketchy.
That's not even the issue for me. You could tell me right now Brock Bowers is going to be a total bust. Doesn't change my opinion of Jacoby Myers. It's Aiden O'Connell and or Gardner Minshew. That's
yeah.
It's more like, man. All right, I guess we go Carr here as my QB3. It's more like, what is the actual upside, especially in this type of format on a weekly basis for Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, I get that. But guy scores touchdowns.
I mean, everybody, almost everybody who's on the field every snap scores some touchdowns.
Well,
we'll see.
Some players do.
Look, you know what's going to happen week 1? Devontae Adams, ACL, Jacoby Myers again. Oh, Jacoby Myers, give me like a league winner. That's why I drafted Jacoby Myers.
Well, look, that is also a thing. If you view him that way, it's like a handcuff. If Devontae Adams, I don't think he's going to get traded, but there's maybe, right? It's possible. It's just saying it's possible. Which, by the way, you left him for me, so sorry. No generic Prince for you.
I knew I should have taken him there.
You're going to have to settle for CEH again.
No, I'll go somebody else.
Then, wait.
I mean, I'm not like totally out on I'm not like Jacoby Myers total bust. I just feel like, where does he go? Like around like 11 in these drafts? I just feel like, really, 11? Around 11? Like, I feel like there's guys that go. I mean, just looking at the board, there's guys like wide receivers I see that, like Jahan Dotson, Josh Downs, even maybe a guy like even Leggett's, Polk's, Bateman's, Mooney's, Pearsall. I just feel like these guys probably have more weekly, Michael Wilson, like more weekly upside than Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I get that. I do like Michael Wilson.
Although now, we've heard so far in camp, but Zay Jones might be a problem for Michael Wilson.
I can't remember the last time I was worried about Zay Jones. Too worried there. Talk about a guy with very little upside. I don't know. This guy, by the way, I just realized is 4 quarterbacks. I don't know. We usually don't advocate a 4 quarterback draft, especially when your 4th quarterback is Daniel Jones.
I think it's pretty much been proven that 4 QBs is, especially in like an 18 rounder like this, is bad.
Yeah, that team's not winning. Sorry, Vanilla Gorilla, but he has 5 receivers and one of them is Quentin Johnson.
I'll go Dameon Pierce, who I know. I think I know. Is the handcuff for Joe Mixon.
Yeah, now Pierce is a guy worth taking a shot on. I definitely like that pick. All right, we're done with our draft. This draft is almost over. We'll definitely talk about our teams. No, Chris, you did not get Derek Carr in this draft, unfortunately.
Yes, I did get Derek Carr.
Oh, you did get Derek Carr.
I've actually gotten quite a bit of Derek Carr in these drafts.
Oh, you did?
Because he's the kind of guy. First of all, if you watched our prediction video, I said the Panthers. Well, I said the Panthers. I said the Panthers and the Jets. So I guess I didn't talk about the Saints on that video, but I talked about the Saints on a different video. How I think they're a couple of videos. I think they're going to be a surprising offense this year. I don't think they're going to be elite. They're going to be surprising in the passing department. I think the running game is still going to be terrible because the offensive line is going to be terrible, but I think they're going to be better in the passing game. And Derek Carr is one of those guys. The reason why I always rail on him in like the panic videos is because he's one of those guys that can go out there and get you like 2 points, -4 points, right? He has those games where it's like, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and you're just like, what was I thinking? But you don't have to worry about that as much in this format, right? In this format, because he also has those weeks where it's like, oh, look, Derek Carr threw for like 320 yards and 2 touchdowns randomly this week. So I don't mind Derek Carr in this format. Now in redraft, no Derek Carr.
Yeah, but as late as he's going, which honestly it still surprises me, the fact he's a veteran starting quarterback with no competition really, that he's going this late. That's kind of insulting, to be honest. Not for me, but for him. But whatever, yeah, I'll take the value. Absolutely, especially get Olave early. All right, we're going to go over our teams real quick. Alex has a question, and we have a couple of takes I feel are worth showing. So do you think Minshew can or will take the starting job?
He should be able to. It's Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. I heard Devontae Adams was on a show or something the other day, and he was expressing confidence in O'Connell. He thinks he'll step up. It sounds like he's the guy until he's not the guy. So, look, it's going to be O'Connell, I think, to begin with, until or unless he falters. If he has a couple of multiple interception games, they start going on a skid, they'll turn to Gardner Minshew.
You have to go O'Connell. It's not like Gardner Minshew has some untapped potential we've never seen before. Like, we know who Gardner Minshew is. He's a noodle arm, okay, in a pinch quarterback, you know what I mean, who dresses cool on the way into the game. You got to see what Aiden O'Connell has. You got to see if Aiden O'Connell can be the guy. Like you got to start with Aiden O'Connell, unless Aiden O'Connell is just so bad in camp that you're like, we cannot put this guy on the field. So
no, I don't think this is a perfect quarterback for this type of team. Let's face it, is probably not making the playoffs. See what they have in him, and if they don't have anything, then they draft a quarterback next year or move on.
Right.
Here's some takes I think you'll appreciate. Number one, Tris saying that Ben Sennett,
Oh,
said that will be the Sam Laporta of this draft. Spoken like a Washington fan.
yes.
All right. How you're going to like this one? J.K. Dobbins will play like a yard
Wow.
toward his Achilles.
All right, we shall see.
We shall see that. So we had to answer this too. UNC fanatic in Dynasty, Waddle or DJ Moore.
Waddle. I gotta go. I gotta go Waddle. Look, I like DJ Moore, but I think you're getting like a 3-year age discount here. 3 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And look, we know. I mean, yeah, we can assume DJ Moore has Caleb Williams for however many years, but we know Waddle has Tua. Tyreek Hill's not going to play forever. I think it's got to be Waddle.
It's got to be Waddle. Agree. Okay. Let's get to the wrap up of the teams here. Your roster picking from the 6th spot. Totally fine. But let's look at the quarterbacks. You have the 3-headed monster of you've seen it, right? The one that the meme where it's like the bag, and then the third one is like the goofy eyes. Like that's Derek Carr.
Is that Derek Carr? Who's that? Who gets that one? Derek Carr?
That's perfect for this. Derek Carr is the 3rd dragon head. This will get you by in best ball because you didn't draft a quarterback until after pick 125. You can't complain. All right. You got a very unusually high ADP here for Saquon, for your running back room. Saquon and Henry, and then you got Zamir, Chuba, and Damian Pierce. So, I mean, you feel like, I know you're not going to say you have to, but when you take 2 running backs in your first 3 picks, you're living in that world where your running backs aren't missing half the season, aren't busts, and they're carrying your team. So you're more often than not going 5, 6 max?
It depends. Like in a draft like this where I go Saquon, Derrick Henry, then I'm probably only going to go 5. Because I'm banking on Saquon, Derrick Henry to carry me, and then I feel like Zamir, Chuba, Damian Pierce gives me enough potential outside of those guys. But like if it was like if I did a 0 RB draft, I might go 6 or 7 running backs depending on how long I waited and how good I feel about them. So it just depends.
There you go. And I do like that since you went only 5 running backs, you got all running backs that are pretty guaranteed to at least get touches, right? They're not dart throws, not rookies who might not make the squad, right? Chuba's going to probably be the starter day 1, and Damian Pierce will at least be the RB2. So I like that. And then Zamir, great pick. Okay. Sun God, Hollywood, Deontay, Addison, Palmer, Shakir, Downs, and Mooney. I mean, you got some solid target hogs, I could say that up front, and some depth down the stretch here. Do you feel that Big Lenny would approve of your upside with guys like Shakir and Downs and Mooney?
I think he would approve with Shakir, Downs, maybe Mooney. I don't know how he feels about Mooney. I don't know if he feels like Palmer has upside. But I actually like these. I mean, for the fact that I didn't take my second wide receiver until pick 54, I actually feel pretty good about these wide receivers.
Yeah, I still feel like Hollywood and Deontay are still streaming values, even though they've moved up since early in the season. So I really love my, March, April shares of Hollywood and Deontay when they were going like in the 90s, 80s. Yeah. Okay. And then tight end, you got Laporta, which is nice. And somebody else.
Laporta and Kate Otten.
Yeah.
I bring back with Deontay and Bryce Young. So they got sniped on Ricky Pearsall. That was tilting.
It's even better because you got, technically the tight end 1. And so that kind of takes the place of another one of your wide receivers. You got the equivalent of, a wide receiver 2. So that's pretty good.
We'll see. I have my doubts, but we'll see. But I still take them.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. And then I had the 11th spot, which I like. I actually feel good about this draft. I like Kyler Kirk. This is kind of one of those situations I kind of debate, like, do I need a 3rd quarterback? Would it benefit me? I could have gone, but I don't know. I just continue to feel like if I have 2 quarterbacks I feel pretty solid about, I don't want to squeeze a 3rd one in there. I'd rather take another shot on running back receiver. I don't know. Kyler Kirk, would you go 3?
No, I think that's fine.
All right.
If I'm drafting anybody, probably to like Jordan Love, I'm probably only maybe even Jaden Daniels, Tua. I'm only taking 2 QBs because I'm with you. Like in this 18 team draft, I prefer 2 QBs if possible. So yeah, if I feel pretty decent about my first QB, I'm just taking 2.
Yeah, that's almost always what I'm doing. Running back, I almost feel like I should have taken another one, but I didn't. So I went Rashad, Ramondre, Spears, Gus, Sharps, Prince. I don't know. I feel like the end of it's a little sort of sketchy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously waited here, pick 62 for your RB1. You got 6. I haven't seen your wide receivers yet. I think it comes down to so your wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Michael Pittman, George Pickens, Bateman. But see, then you did kind of take a while. So I think it's okay because it's not like you drafted 4 straight wide receivers, but then I guess you went Pitts, and then you went White. So it's not like you went full out 0 RB. So I think it's okay because your wide receiver 5 and beyonds are Rashad Bateman, Demarcus Robinson, Jalen McMillan. And even though I like those guys, they're far from sure things. So I think it's okay here.
Yeah, because I went 4 straight receivers to start out. So I'm counting on those guys to carry the load, right? Garrett Wilson being a top 10 receiver, Marvin Harrison potentially being a top 10 receiver, Pittman, Pickens. So yeah, we'll see if those guys do enough. And then Pitts, I mean, I drafted Pitts early enough. I'm counting the Cousins-Pitts connection to basically come through for me more weeks than often. But then again, I have hedged my bet with league winners, Jonnu Smith and Greg Dulcich.
See, I probably wouldn't go 3. If me personally, I probably wouldn't go 3 tight ends with Pitts. I think when I take I know Pitts is risky, but it's best ball. So I think when I take a tight end that early, I probably just go 2 and bite the bullet personally. So maybe instead of a third tight end, you could have gone one more wide receiver, but
I could have gone another, running back or receiver, but we'll see how it turns out. And that's the fun of it, because we'll do this again. Completely different roster, different strategy, different pick, all that. So we'll do it again next Sunday, and this Wednesday we'll do another sleeper draft. So you guys want to draft with us for sure. We're going to fill up a draft with us and 10 more lucky viewers. So make sure notifications are set on, and you can join us same time as always. And also for baseball, if you're into that kind of thing, live streaming Sundays and Wednesdays for baseball. But it's almost going to be full swing for football because training camps are underway. And the videos are going to pick up. You're going to see more content than ever. So definitely check for videos almost on a daily basis from this channel. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.